Welcome to Table Goth. Tonight, we are serving Vampire the Masquerade, specifically the second course of our series of Cult Chronicles, where we will be exploring various cults from the book Cults of the Blood Gods. In this particular course, we're calling it Empty Threats. In this one, our players are not aware of the cult they will encounter, but we've gotten some clues so far, but rest assured, all will be revealed in time. In this game, we've discussed our boundaries and safety tools are in place for the cast, and given the improvisational nature of the story, we cannot predict all content that will be explored, so please take care of yourselves as you keep this in mind. Now, joining us at the table are two of our regular people and our super special guest. Let's do a quick introduction. Tell the people who you are and who you're playing before we begin, starting with Sarah.
Okay, I'm Sarah, and I will playing the Bruja Anne-Marie Carpentier.
Done. Tuzi, aka Metal Chocobos.
I will be playing Luca the La Sombra.
And then we have Mandy.
I'm Mandy Morose, and I am playing Candace Marshall, and she's a Salubri.
Perfect introductions. Then there's me. I'm Bully. I'm the storyteller. Now please have a seat, mind your manners, the table is set, our ritual begins soon. Last time, Anne-Marie was searching for a local girl who went missing named Joanna. The trail led to a newly constructed cabin in the woods, where our Bruja intimidated her way inside after deciding to just knock on the front door, and was met with local dock supervisor Connor Druthers, who was essentially forced to allow her to search the cabin. So she went through the house, finding some odd things such as a dining room full of monitors and cameras and some heavy locked doors. Eventually, she made her way upstairs to the cabin to explore some more, where she was locked in a room by someone else. We found out was Connor's son CJ. She did what any good Bruja does, and she knocked down the door, taking out the person, but getting shot with a shotgun from Connor himself. Meanwhile, this alerted another one of our kindred, Luca, who was in the woods when he heard the gunshot, hunting a moose with his wolf familius Fantasia, and he decided to continue pursuing this prey before investigating the gunshot. While doing so, he ran into a pack of wolves that was hunting the same prey as he was. Thanks to some fantastic rolls, he proceeded to get his ass beat by these wolves, but survived the encounter thanks to his familiar who died fighting off the pack, which freed him up to eventually investigate this gunshot. By the time he got to the house, though, Anne-Marie had already taken care of some things. She had apprehended Connor, the older man, was holding him hostage in a way as the son pulled out a gun, and instead of getting him to surrender, he panicked and tried to shoot at her, and she moved his father in the way, so he instead shot and killed his father. As the son crumpled into an emotional mess, Anne-Marie decided to search the rest of the cabin. and this is around when Luca arrived as well. As they searched the place, they found Joanna, who seemed to be tied to a chair and in some sort of doll-like outfit, getting ready for something. But also, we heard a truck leave during this time, which led us to our final kindred, Candace, who was feeding, as she often does, which is by getting truckers to pick her up off the side of the road, pull over somewhere, and if they seem to have ill intentions, she feeds off of them. And she did so, but her feeding was interrupted by someone escaping the cabin and running their truck to the truck she was in, causing a little bit of a commotion and causing Candace to try to apprehend this man, unsuccessfully, taking some shots in the process. But luckily in this time, our other two kindred came on snowmobiles, ran her and the other dude over, and killed him, and all was well. Back at the cabin, they investigated a little bit more, discovering that people were being kidnapped, taken to this place as some sort of weird show, some weird voyeurism thing, to where they would be dolled up and eat in this antique-looking dining room with other people on these monitors on the internet. And the person they had killed who tried to escape was apparently almost like a tech person who helped set all of this up in this newly constructed cabin. But other than that, they also discovered downstairs some bodies that were presented like dolls, some sort of wrapped in plastic, others in boxes, as well as coordinates of where to deliver the blood that seemed to have been drained from these bodies, which they took those coordinates, took Joanna, and got the hell out of there. As well as CJ, actually. After interrogating the son a bit, they discovered that he didn't seem to really know what was going on and was sort of brought in by his monstrous father. And they seemed to stop the whole situation before anything got too bad. They dropped off Joanna. Candace had a talk with her and noticed that she was a little off. She was very calm and sort of defeatist about the whole thing, not as nearly shook or emotional as someone in that situation should be. But they talked to her, let her know that they're there for her, sent her on her way, told the sheriff what was going on, who was happy to let them continue investigating things, including checking out the coordinates where this blood was supposed to be delivered later that night. And CJ almost got Luca to... He just wanted to leave. He wanted to essentially immediately grab his stuff and get the hell out of town. Luca went back and forth with this, ultimately deciding to have him stick around, which they did convince him to do so, after sort of getting to the bottom of some of his issues with his family and whatnot. So after this, Kindred reunited, discussed some of the things that went on, shared their investigative notes, and then spent some time with their Touchstones. Anne-Marie talking to... I remember all of their names. Harjeet, the young teenager in the town who she had sort of taken a personal interest in, sort of a sibling-like relationship to help keep him out of a lot of the trouble that befalls a lot of the people in this town, as far as getting involved with drugs and other illegal things and going down a path with not a lot of options. So she spent some time with him. Luca spent some time with Eloise, the local though nationally renowned photographer who discovered what he is and sort of helped put things in perspective, as he's specifically with CJ, and sort of the similarities between just sort of running from your problems and the value of that versus facing them, and when it's okay to do so and when it's best to take care of yourself. And then Candace spoke to Denise, a woman who also knows of her condition but helps run the women's shelter. And they spoke about Joanna and just sort of in general how to help some of these victims, and just sort of let Candace know that there's no really direct right answer to do what they're doing, that they seem to be helping, seem to be doing what they can, and it feels like a losing battle sometimes, but still a battle worth fighting. So after spending some time collecting their thoughts, it eventually became time to check out the coordinates of where to drop off this blood, which was a ways out of town, near a frozen river, where they discovered in the middle of a blizzard this strange nearly naked man, if not for this pouch around his neck. He asked why they rescued Joanna, seemed to somehow know about that, and talked about how she was miserable, but also could sense that this coterie was miserable as well. And he said some odd things, talked about running from their problems or taking control of them, and said he would like to explore sort of their psyche later. But they didn't get that chance as this was happening. Shadows were slowly coming from the wood line at our coterie. And then a fight broke out, which led to this man being killed as he threw himself at Luca and met the wrong end of the gun. Candace being freed from the shadows from Anne-Marie, and the man killed, though the pouch was recovered, which had black chalk inside of it. As all of this was happening, though, there was a lunar eclipse. The shadow seemed to cover, well, the moon. And they took this strange omen, something bad happening. They rushed back to town, but they saw someone in the woods, but decided instead to hurry back and investigate the town. And that's where we'll be picking things up. But they've arrived. There were no lights on in the town, just the lights from a handful of vehicles. And people, even though it's like 3 a.m, there's people out everywhere calling for help, as it seems a lot of the town's folk have suddenly gone missing. And we'll be picking things up right from that moment. So as I said, you've just drove in. You've had to pretty much stop because there's only like a couple main roads in this town and little side streets. And one of those main roads is, again, full of people. It's almost pitch black because the moon is covered in shadow, as well as none of these street lights are on. It seems like the town's maybe lost electricity at a glance. You do see flashlights, you see a few vehicles with their headlights on, but that's about it. And I think you just ran into the sheriff, who let you know that a lot of people are missing and they don't know what to do. Though he seems to be a bit of a mess because his husband is among one of the people missing. How would you like to proceed?
I ended with get out of my truck and screaming for or not screaming, but just looking for Eloise.
Okay, so you're calling out for Eloise, asking around. When no one has seen her. You can check back at your place where she usually stays, but it's up to you.
I'm not gonna leave these two, so I'll wait for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to go to Harjit's place.
Sure. Go to Harjit's home. There you go. Again, all the lights are off. It's very late. There's no commotion going around here, though. You went to knock on the door. You heading right in?
I take a look from the backyard to into his room, his bedroom.
Sure. Yeah, you go around the backyard, look through the window. There is no sign of him in his bed.
Okay. I don't want to. I probably the parents are sleeping, so I don't want to put them in a shock or something.
Yeah, you can go around and check some of the other windows, and
yeah,
you could see his mother asleep on a couch in the living room.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like either they haven't been woke up by sort of the commotion of people, or
yeah, maybe she was too drunk to just wake up from the sound of other people. I just come in the house. I don't know if it's locked or not, but if someone could, kidnap Harjit, maybe the house isn't locked.
It is indeed unlocked.
Yeah.
Although you have to be invited in, don't you?
I do.
So you could try to bang the door or open the door and yell to try to wake up the mother, or you can spend a point of willpower to push through.
No. Willpower is sacred. And if we can't spend any more time with our touchstones.
Yeah, willpower might be a very finite resource from here on out.
Yeah. Just going to bang on the door, and if she doesn't wake up, I'll try to gather every clues I can from the windows.
Yeah, after banging on the door for a little bit, eventually the door would open and you see Harjeet's mother just clearly very tired and just leaning on the door frame. Look at you. What?
Can I come in, please?
What do you want? You know what time it is?
It's me, Anne-Marie. I just want to check on something.
Yeah, I know who you are and always around here. It's fucking late. Just whatever. She just gestures to go inside and she goes back to the couch and just plops down.
Yeah. I'll go to his bedroom, try to see if there's any signs of fight or something.
Give me an investigation. Investigation wits check.
Yeah. Ooh.
3 successes. You there's no obvious sign of struggle or anything of the sort. You can see like there's a couple of drawers still open. It seems like it was like a very hasty, like someone grabbed their things and left. I mean, his room's not clean as it is. So if you weren't sort of familiar with his layout of his room, it'd be hard to tell. But you can see a couple key things are missing. His coat's not here. This is someone who packed in a hurry and left in a hurry. With that, I will also see the only thing that sort of sticks out is, I mean, his room's dirty. It's not only is like laundry and leftover food and stuff everywhere, but it's dust everywhere. But also like almost like a dirt, like a black dirt that seems to be you can see it sort of at the foot of his bed.
Okay, like dust or dirt, like
it's hard to tell.
Oil.
But with 3, it's not quite obvious. It's something, I mean, you can collect a little bit of it if you want to show someone else or try to figure it out later. But right now, it's not really coming to you.
Okay, but I know that they can control people's mind, from what I understand. So maybe they just said, pack your things. He packed his things and got away. That's
maybe.
Why, yeah. I don't know if there is anybody with me.
I don't know. When everyone went with her, or you're all checking your own. Are you?
I was checking Eloise.
Okay.
Candace, would you be with her, or are you checking on Denise?
How far away is like the women's center from Arjit's house?
I mean, nothing is that far away because it's a very small town. So.
Yeah, I'd go with you, and then in hopes that you would help me come check on the next location.
Yeah.
Sure. So yeah, Candace is with you.
Okay. Well, if I can see anything else, like missing, I probably noticed the bottles around the couch, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use heightened senses and do a perception check? Like
sure.
On the bedroom, to like notice if like anyone entered and exited through the window, kind of thing.
Yes. Go ahead and make that roll.
Also, before anything happens, I just want to remind you one of my specialty, which is ambush from awareness.
You think?
No, but if you Yeah, you didn't remember the first session that I had the flaw, so now is the time.
No, that's please give me any reminders you need that will be applicable, 'cause I won't remember. But yeah, go ahead and make a roll, Candace.
Is it wits investigation?
Yes.
Or intelligence awareness?
Yeah, what's investigation?
And I have, I think, a specialty in investigation. Is that automatically applied with Roll20?
No. What's your specialty? Specialty is community. That wouldn't really apply to this. Okay. So that's more of like. Yeah.
And then for my modifier, because I'm using heightened senses, is it 1?
With that, I don't remember off the top of my head. You add.
Oh,
just make a regular roll. Oh wait, you add your aspects to it.
Rating to perception, so it's
there you go. So add 3.
3. 3. Tight. I don't think I did that last time, so wanted to make sure.
Critical, 6 successes, but a regular critical. One thing you notice right away, your sense of smell being heightened. You can recognize that black dirt-like substance is chalk, and you can almost see with your heightened senses follow sort of the grains of certain chalk, where you pull out some things from underneath his bed, and where it seems to be like that's where some of it is collected, and with that many successes you could see just like a board at the bottom of his bed frame underneath, like that holds the mattress. It doesn't have like a nice one with like springs or anything, but there is just like a silhouette of a person drawn, almost like a crime scene, you know, where they do the chalk outline. It's like a chalk outline of a person, with just a circle in the middle of it.
I'll indicate it to Anne-Marie and pull out my phone to take a picture of it, just in case we need to kind of keep track of those things or research for it later.
Sure.
And the circle is in the middle of the body, or is it like in the heart or something?
Just in like the middle of the torso.
Okay.
Like taking up most of the torso.
Well, the naked guy had a pouch of coal around his neck.
Yeah, it's very similar substance to the he had black chalk in his, yeah.
Okay. I think we're dealing with very weird persons. We have to check on Denise and make sure there is not any chalk there. But I'm afraid okay, let's go.
Sure,
Well,
you could head out. I assume Luke would probably be around, maybe waiting in the truck or something.
Yeah.
You specifically say you didn't really like leave them. So
Yeah. So I'd make my way to the truck. If I see them leaving the house, I would come pick them up and take them to the.
Sure. Yeah, the
shelter.
3 of you can head to. So where are you going to go, to the shelter or to Denise's house?
Or yeah.
We'll go to Denise's house.
Okay.
It's late. Is it late technically? Like
yeah,
time-wise?
it's like 4 in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you go to Denise's home. It's a modest home, like most homes here. Sort of one of the clear residential little areas of the town. And yeah, you go. Her car's there. Everything looks fine from the outside.
If I'm just assuming if they would tell me about the chalk that they found underneath the bed, can I do an occult check to see like the circle if I've seen that before? I don't know if I think I failed the chalk check last time, so maybe I wouldn't even be able to.
But this is a symbol. You can definitely do give me an occult intelligence check to see if you recognize this symbol.
Not great. Intelligence. No modifiers. No.
Yeah, with one success, it's vague. Nothing that really you can attach to any specific group.
Okay.
We can,
okay. Go ahead.
We can always do research once we get back to the store.
Want to go in alone?
Research,
Or do you want us to come with you?
No, you guys might as well come inside. Anne-Marie, you can come inside. Denise would invite you in, so no worries.
If you mean, that's okay.
Yeah, so you walk up, you're going into Denise's home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go in, the door is not locked. It just swings open, actually. It wasn't even closed fully.
Motherfucker.
Here, it is obvious, though, there was clearly a sign of struggle. Like, this door was kicked in. You can see sort of the corner of the door frame is broken.
Do I see any signs of like chalk on the floor in that main area where there's a sign of struggle? Or does the sign of struggle like extend throughout the entire house?
Yeah, you can see to where the door was kicked in. You can see a few things knocked off, like her her coffee table, which she had all sorts of like books and stuff on, is scattered about. Tables knocked over, and then you can see in her bedroom as well. Definitely, things are all over the place. You can give me if you want to specifically look for that, you can give me an intelligence investigation.
I can help.
Yeah, you can add one for Anne-Marie, and then if you'd like to use Auspex, you can add that as well.
Mm-hmm. So 4?
Yep. So +4 mod.
Wow.
9 successes.
Messy.
But messy.
A messy critical.
Oh no. I hope you will be okay with what you found.
Pull this up. So this is what's gonna happen here. You sure enough find you find some of the chalk. Find a little bit of residue, almost like a handprint next to the closet, like someone had it on their hands and touched like the closet door. It's one of those sliding ones to slide it open. You look in the closet, but like behind like clothes and some things scattered about. It's not the most organized closet, but sure enough, just drawn in the back of the closet, it is one of those symbols. But you can also see this is different, where it's like the silhouette of a person, circle in the middle, and then an uncompleted, but you can see where very large, like taking up most of the space of the closet, is just like lines, almost making a box around this symbol, but it is not completed. And you can tell with your heightened senses just from the smell, like this is fresh. This was probably drawn tonight. Where the one in the bed was pretty settled in, very subtle. This was like drawn here and something interrupted it.
I'll take another picture of that one.
But looking at this, you feel just this wave of emotion, this wave of sadness sort of comes over you. Not just because Denise is gone, and clearly there was a struggle here. Denise did not go willingly, there's something just this whole thing just sort of seems kind of hopeless, and you sort of feel that weigh heavily on you, and then that hopelessness leads to a bit of paranoia as well. So maybe whatever you're getting into might either it's not connected to you and you should leave this alone because more bad things are going to happen, or it's happening because of you. And either way, you just feel like the hairs in the back of your neck stand up, and there's almost an immediate need to just get safely away from whatever this place and this situation is. This place being like this house, not necessarily the town as a whole, but this fear sort of grips you, and you, because of your method critical, you need to get to safety, whatever that may look like.
I'll probably stumble out of the closet, and slam the door close. If they're kind of behind me, I need to go. I need to go back to the store. I'm gonna just try to get a hold of her. If you guys want to come back too, that's great. But I have to get out of here.
Oh, yeah, sure, okay. Did you
Get
say
in.
anything? Like,
We'll talk about it back at the store. And she'll just book it out of the house.
okay.
Okay. Are you all heading back to the store?
I'll drop them off at the store, but I need to go check where Eloise is, my cabin.
Sure. Yeah, you drop them off, then you head to your cabin.
Can I come with you, or do you prefer?
It's up to you. I don't know if she might.
I don't want to. It's your cabin, your safe space. I don't want to,
No, it's that's fine. I just don't know if Candace needs you. She's kind of shaken up.
Yeah,
Your call.
I'll stay with Candace and look out for her.
All right. Wish me luck, and I'll make my way.
Okay. As you're driving outside of town to your cabin, Candace and Marie, what do you do?
Figure we'll just walk to the bookstore.
He said he'll drop you off, so he'll drop
I
you
dropped
off.
you off.
Oh, okay.
anyways.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I just probably just enter through the front door. Try not to use the more secret entrances unless absolutely necessary. And for the most part, it hasn't been really necessary. But I'm extremely paranoid now, so I'm just gonna do whatever roundabout way I can to get to my stuff. And once we're inside, I'll lock all of the locks and pull down the big roll shades in the front of the store.
Speaking of locks, did you lock the bookstore before you left?
I normally do, probably just
Yeah.
the little key one, not like the big latch, but
Makes sense.
Was it locked when we entered?
It was.
Okay.
It's still locked.
Okay. Let's go to a safe place and figure this out.
You can get down in your Haven proper area, where you feel a little bit of safety come over you, a little bit of calmness. Candace, settle in. What would you like to do?
I'm going to head over to my computer, which I have put a lot of effort into. As a writer before, I wrote a lot of crime stuff, and so I got a lot of access to less than mainstream internet access. So I'm gonna start trying to research.
There is no power.
Whoa!
The whole town
like that.
is still out of power.
Wow.
Don't like that.
Do we have we probably have a backup generator.
Yeah, I figure most people who live in the wilderness have at least one.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the town proper though. There are backup generators for the town itself, and it seems those are also not working.
Anne-Marie, do you think the sheriff? I guess he's kind of busy himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like power outages aren't the most rare thing, but seems to be pretty complete at this moment.
Is there someone we should get a hold of to get the power back on so people can start searching properly?
I think that's not a normal power breakdown, and whatever to call people has something to do with it. And even if the backup generator are off too, so that's not normal at all. It's not just a tempest or something. I think even if we the sheriff is busy, we might have.
Actually, and I'll say maybe it would make sense. You would even have sort of a backup, something nearby. Probably like certain blocks sort of have them ready for certain houses that go out or buildings that go out. So yeah, Anne-Marie, you go and you sort of check the closest one available to your section.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on.
And it has very clearly been tampered with.
So meaning the wires are cut or something?
Yeah, so someone has gone through and broken some of the mechanical parts of it.
Okay. Probably through the whole town. What about the cars? Like, we might have some...
Cars are still fine. You see multiple people. A lot of people have cars just idling with the headlights on to give them some light.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have generators working with oil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not necessarily that this is out of oil, like just the actual parts of the motor and the generator have been broken.
Yeah, okay. Well, next time we'll think of having our own generator.
I'll put that on the list of things to
improve.
Get done.
Yeah. Boy. And I know you're feeling stressed out and anything, but are you okay with me just checking if I go check the nearby generators, like this one and all the others are just broken this way?
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'll think of something to pass time.
Like, what computer do you have? Is this a portable one, or it's?
No, it's like a big PC, a big one. Not super convenient for travel.
Yeah, and for power breakdowns too.
Yeah.
But wait,
you know, who
you can search on your phone, right? Like, my phone is crap, and. But do any of you guys, do you have a phone that can go on the internet? Mine can't, but...
Yeah, Candace, I assume you probably have a decent phone. Your phone's working, there's just no signal.
Mm-hmm.
But you usually have signal in town. There's a tower in town, and there's no signal at all.
Okay, so they probably have cut the...
They've completely... isolated us in every sense of the word.
Reminding me of something.
Did you have anyone else you needed to check on in town?
Besides Haljit and the sheriff? Not really.
Maybe we should get a hold of the sheriff and have a town meeting to assess how many people are missing. We should probably start figuring out the size of this situation so we know how to proceed.
Yeah. But if the missings are related to this strange guy, naked one we saw in the woods, obviously they wouldn't have hidden the people in the locations we have, but we could, I don't know, that's the only clue we have for now. You know, these coordinates.
While you're discussing that, Luca, arriving at your cabin, immediately rushing in. There's no Eloise is not there, but there's no sign of struggle or anything like that. Your cabin was even like locked as usual and all that.
I'm gonna start like lifting bed cots or dressers to see if there's any chalk outlines.
Yeah, give me a wits investigation.
Find investigation.
It's on the right.
Oh my god, I got good wits. All right, let's see.
5. That's a critical.
Okay.
So you go through it sort of in desperation, just like breaking some of your own things. Like instead of like lifting a bed to check, you fucking throw the bed. You're knocking tables over. You're sort of the worst of your beasts is getting a hold of you. Is you kind of tear apart your place. But you do a very thorough job, and there's not a speck of chalk in the whole place. And it didn't seem like there was a struggle. It certainly looks like one now, but...
Right. I don't have any disciplines that can help with this.
You
but
do
I do have
see...
survival.
One thing that sort of stands out to you as you're tearing through things, even going through some of her stuff, which you usually leave alone.
Right.
There is one of her photographs that's hung in I imagine there's like a bit of a red room she set up there. You can't make out anyone in it, but you can see it's a group of people. All because of the lighting and stuff, you could just sort of see their silhouettes, but you could tell it's a sizable group. And they are just gathered. It's like she just took like a group photo of different people, but in really bad lighting, so you can't really see who they are. But
Or where they are.
They are just almost like posed, all just together in front of. Maybe it's the docks. Maybe it's somewhere where you could see, because you could tell a little bit of a reflection of the moon behind them. It's just water behind them. But it's weird. It's not like, you know how people usually pose. Is usually some sort of like people line up a certain way, or like, you know, their hands are in each other or that. Just a bunch of people just standing, arms at their side.
That's interesting.
Different heights, different shapes. You can maybe take a guess who some are, but not like I said. It's a very bad picture, which is also weird because he's a professional photographer.
Does it look out of focus, like when she takes a picture of me out of focus?
No, it's
just really bad lighting.
Yeah, where everything's backlit because of the reflection of the moon on the water, towards just their silhouettes.
What would I be able to, because I have survival and stuff, would I be able to tell like by the moon when it was taken? Like, was it a recent moon? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, you would be able to know which cycle of the moon, but I mean, that happens every month, so it's...
Right. Okay. I just didn't know if there was anything in the background I could tell. Can I go ahead and see if I can't track any tracks, hopefully hers, but any tracks from my cabin out around?
There's, I'll just give it to you because you know this area very well. And mostly because there's a blizzard currently going on.
Oh yeah, fuck.
There's nothing
Right.
you're gonna be able to find.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that cell phone that I gave the number to CJ because I never use it. I feel like I'm gonna need it. Pocket that. I'm gonna pocket the picture. Grab some more ammo.
And
Is
it's
there any-
and to note your power's working. Like you have electricity in your place. You have a generator running your cabin, and everything's fine.
Oh. Oh, fuck.
No
I'm gonna
cell
call-
service though.
Fuck.
That's not a rule.
Yeah, true. Is there anything like a locket or necklace or camera strap of Eloise I can take with me?
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you want.
I'll grab like a camera lens or like a backup camera or something that she always carries. And I'll grab that. I'll grab the picture, the ammo. I imagine I have a pretty shitty phone since I'm just like this out in the woods dude. So I'm gonna take a grainy ass picture, I guess, with my flip phone of my lights on in my cabin. And I'll drive back to them. And once I get closer to the city and then into the city, I'm gonna see if I have service. Probably not, but
No, never get service. But you make it back in probably around the same time, or you take some time to check out various generators. And you can see other townsfolk have caught on to this because obviously they've gone to work trying to figure out the generators, and yeah, someone's done a number to all the generators they can find.
Yeah.
They have and then Candace, is there anything particular you want to do, or you want to start gathering people for sort of a town meeting?
Yeah, I would just see if I can find the sheriff. If he's out trying to find his husband, I would just start telling people to meet at the women's shelter.
Yeah, you can find the sheriff, and he'll sort of help you start rounding up people. Though no one's found anything, coming up to dead ends. Let's all just get together, share ideas. He likes that idea, so he'll help you start rounding people up.
I assume there's probably either like a bell or like a crank siren that's used like in case of bad weather, stuff to like gather people.
Yeah.
The women's shelter is probably one of the biggest areas that's kept well, so just try to get as many people there as possible. Sound
the alarm, bring people in. Luca, you're getting into town probably while most people have started to settle in at the women's shelter.
Is the owl with me still?
Yeah. What was the last thing you asked the owl to do? I think the owl was watching
CJ.
But you can summon the owl again, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty confident with CJ. I think I'm gonna need the owl, so I'm gonna summon it back, and I'm gonna bond with that owl as my new familiar.
Sure. Bring it in. Give me a rouse check.
Do I have to?
You get some of your blood. Rouse just at the very bottom.
Yeah.
No.
You get hunger.
Oh, do I mark it or you mark it?
You mark it.
Oh man. Okay.
But the owl returns.
Alright.
And we'll let you know, CJ walked out. CJ left his house at some point. The owl followed the best they could in the blizzard. Lost him in the woods.
In the woods heading to maybe my cabin or like
in that general direction, yes.
And my cabin's kind of by the murder cabin, right?
Ish. Not like close, but in that same direction. Both inland.
I'm I'm gonna find these two, and I'll go to the town meeting and discuss what I found at my with my familiar and with my cabin.
Okay. So you're all in the meeting. Most people are here. The ones sort of presiding over things or looking at things are already getting into arguments. The sheriff's here. The mayor, very young mayor, Ernie, is here. Marlene, the one who runs the diner, is here, along with her grandchild, Cheese. You see Naomi, sort of the fisherwoman. You see Scylla Waska, the one who runs the sort of little plane that comes in and out of town. And that's sort of the gist of people, and then just a handful of just people. Not really of any particular importance.
Is Candace, are you leading the meeting, or is the sheriff?
I probably would be kind of up there by him.
I mean, the sheriff's definitely not leading it. If anyone, Marlene, who's sort of the town gossip, and really like her diner's sort of like the unofficial town hall, so she always kind of knows what's going on in town. Seems to be sort of taking the lead as far as like trying to gather some conversation. She's already started like essentially writing down like, okay, what do we know? And she's got a list of like things on sort of those like flip easel things with the paper of sort of what we know, as well as she's helping get a list of people who are confirmed missing as well.
Is Joanna there?
Joanna's not there.
Yeah. I might just skip this one. I want to go to her place and check on her. I know you guys will do.
You could probably check on that while the meeting. It takes a little bit to like gather everyone.
Okay.
I could say for the sake of time, you could check at Joanna's place, and very similar to Harjeet's. No sign of anything wrong, just no Joanna.
And can I see if I see any chalk?
There is none. I'll say you do a very thorough investigation of, again, checking the place top down.
But she did went back to her place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did we notice any city residue in the murder cabin? Like where she was kept in the basement? That might be something we have to go back and look at. That's totally fine, but...
Yeah, it's not something you notice on your initial investigation, no.
Okay.
I think it's probably cleaned out and everything's fine at the cabin. We won't find anything else there. I suppose the bodies and everything are gone. If they do their job right. I mean, everyone saw me interrupting their little tea party, so...
Yeah, most likely.
The most intelligent thing to clean everything up. Oh, I took pictures, but... Can I see anything on my picture?
You did take pictures of the place. I will,
I took a lot of...
Let's do a retroactive wits investigation roll for you.
Okay.
See how well of a job you did. I think we did it at the time, but...
Can we look at the pictures together?
Yeah. I'll say add one.
Okay.
I got really good wits. Can I add one to her?
If you're getting help, it would just be one. Regardless how much help she's getting.
That's okay. 2.
Yeah, looking through the photos, there's nothing at least connected to this chalk stuff or symbol that stands out to you.
Okay. That was weird enough, so
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
So in the meeting itself, so it's sort of gathering what other people seem to be putting together. Obviously there was this eclipse. The power seemed to go out around the same time. But the people who noticed that, it was a little bit after where people noticed that someone was missing. They went and sort of got the sheriff, who woke up, realized his husband was missing, and sort of slowly started this chain reaction of discovering quite a few people in town were gone. Nobody heard or saw anything. Though there's clear signs of like struggles in certain places are reporting. Other people are reporting that like it seems like they just got up and left with somehow. Some people like even who like share a bed, like their significant other just got up and left and didn't wake them up. And it was sort of, it wasn't like one thing where everyone just noticed they're gone. It was as commotion started in the town and people woke up and checked, that's when they noticed these missing people. Obviously a lot of the things have been tampered with, specifically the generators.
yeah.
They have someone working at the cell tower now to try to figure stuff out.
Is anyone from what's his face, the guy with the murder cabin, CJ's dad?
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone from his like crew, but like higher up, like people that were close to him, are any of them in the meeting?
Yeah, there'd be a couple sort of manager type dock workers there.
Are they missing people as well?
One of them is missing their daughter, who is in her 20s.
you should probably go. I mean, I don't think we're going to find out anything else here at the meeting. Nobody else. This is not human activity. And we need to they're getting the cell phone tower back on. Let's let them take care of that stuff. We should probably go to the docks. The picture that I found in my cabin looks like the docks. This start with CJ, leader of the docks, or CJ's dad, leader of the docks. I don't think we're going to find much answers here.
Yeah, there's a few theories floating around.
Can I look at the picture? Because I saw the guys on the TV screens. Maybe I can, link somebody of the pictures to somebody.
You don't imagine it's them, because either maybe they came here, but there's much more people in this photograph than there are in the handful of screens you saw in that room.
Okay.
So some of the theories being thrown around. Marlene seems to think that this is some weird thing brought on about. So Joe Winters is someone who's new to town. Sort of has a thing to where he runs a bar / sort of like cinema bar where he shows films. He is like I said, out of towner. He's very wealthy. He has a thing where it's sort of a project he's doing where he's running a bar in every state before eventually doing it in every country. But he's only running it for 80 days in each place. This very like kind of pretentious film dude, but he's been here. He is nearing the end of his 80-day tenure here in Alaska. But some people have been kind of into it, even though it's sort of like highbrow, shows like art films or like old black and white films and stuff. He's gathered some attention, and some of the locals seem to be into it because there's also nothing else to really do. And but he shows also some like weird, sort of messed up, like out there movies too, which rub some of the people the wrong way. And this, especially some of the younger people, seem to be a little more depressed, is how Marlene puts it, but that's sort of a catch-all term that she would use as far as he's just sort of bringing down sort of it is not really fitting in with some of the stuff he's showing. She's made complaints before, but he hasn't been kicked out because one, he has money, and two, his bar is much better than the only other bar in town. So people aren't eager for him and his better alcohol to leave. Naomi, the fisherwoman, would point out, well, it depends. Would you share the things you found with the townsfolk as well?
No, I want to listen to them first and gossips and everything.
Okay.
I mean, for my share, if you want to.
Yeah, so she has noticed that Marlene's grandchild is nicknamed Cheese, that they've had since they were a kid, but they hate that nickname. Their name's actually Sam. But they're sort of a weird, moody person anyway. Where Marlene likes to blame like the film stuff, even though like Sam was kind of into like the goth thing way before that. But I was also just a little bit of an outcast in the town, and there's some just like natural suspicion on them. And I don't know, they're always into talking about like leaving or getting other people to leave or doing this or that, and like they're really very anti just everything about this place, even though their grandmother's like the heart and soul of this place. And it's known that Sam actually has ran away before with someone. Sam came back, and another person never did. They were kind of weirdly quiet about that. The mayor would point out that Naomi herself, he knows, has been doing a lot more sort of chartered fishing trips for the locals, mostly because he tries to get a cut in a lot of stuff, and Naomi's tougher than him, so he can't really get his cut, but he's still complaining about it. Which he will freely admit that, especially sort of among the missing, a lot of them have been just chartering her to go fishing randomly more, and I don't know, she's not gonna turn down their money, but it's people who like aren't into that, some of them, so it was kind of weird, but she didn't really think anything of it, and nothing happened, nothing bad ever happened. She would just take them out, they would sort of just quietly fish, and she'd leave them alone, and then they'd come back. And John Winters, the person who runs sort of the film bar, just sort of points out that it seems to just be a planned sort of exodus from the town. He's not really surprised, as a lot of people always talk about leaving this place, but there's a lot of pressure to stay and fix it, and different reasons why they might not be willing to talk about why they want to leave with everyone. And he said a lot of those people have spoken to him about it, even leaving with him. He said it's probably a lot of those like-minded people just got together and would meet regularly, and eventually decided, like, you know what, we're going to pick a night and we're just going to do it, because people in town are too small-minded to listen or have a real send-off, or it's probably easier just to do it in one big thing. Those who want to leave obviously work something out, and they just left, and he sort of wants to just respect their wishes, and if they left and they're gone, leave it to that.
Yeah, we know some people who just couldn't do that without telling us, you know.
But those are some of the theories floating around, I should say.
Do we want to tell anybody what we found? Or should we keep it between us?
I think it's better if we keep it between us, because we don't know what this is, and share it would just. There is already enough crazy theories about what's happening, and we don't need to get things out of hands.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think about it, but I wouldn't be like, we already told the sheriff what was going on in the cabin and everything. He's the most competent guy, and I don't want any gossips about it. That's some very serious stuff.
Oh, fuck. I think I just put something together. We saw someone walking in the woods when we were coming back to town. I think that could have been CJ. Because the owls saw him leaving.
Okay. I thought
So-
that could have been the guy, because the power went down. There were probably people who, messed up with the...
Yeah.
Could be one of the...
So many fucking theories and so many fucking avenues we can do or not do. But nothing's getting done here. We need to do something. So either we look into the docks, we look into the woods and try to track possibly CJ down, or I don't know, something doesn't sit right with me with this Winters guy.
The only clue we have is to go back to these cabins.
Or we go back to the cabin.
The coordinates.
And one more, just for my completion, as I missed one of my bullet points, is there's the oil rig, Endron, the big company that runs this. And anytime something goes wrong, there's always someone who thinks they did it. So there's, of course, sort of some townspeople who think, obviously, they did something, messed with the power. No one has a good reason why there's anything to do with people disappearing, but they're there.
My vote is
they
either...
did not lose power.
Well, I mean, neither did I.
But yeah, so you could go check out the docks, check out the woods. If you want to follow up with anyone, there's a possibility. What do you guys want to do?
Candice, do you have anything to say?
I want to do a little talking to the crowd to kind of soothe the situation and make sure it keeps people busy while we do our stuff. So I would, after like passing out blankets and making sure everyone is warm enough in there, as it's probably pretty freaking cold, I would make my way up front and I know this is all really confusing, and none of us have answers, and guessing does really help sometimes to give us answers, but we don't have them. There's a blizzard out there. No one went very far. No one had a planned exodus on a boat or an airplane. So wherever anyone is, they're close by. And we want to make sure that their home is livable when they get back. So, she would kind of start calling on the different people that she knows can help fix the generators and help like make a plan to make sure everyone stays busy and free of all their useless gossip and othering, and also like gives her a sense of like control of like fixing things and helping everyone.
Give me a leadership charisma test.
I might help.
Do you have leadership?
I do.
Yeah. If you want to sort of help be the a little bit of the hammer to her, trying to calm people down, and when someone sort of pushes back too hard, you sort of let them know, like, no, just stay in line and do what's best for the group. Yeah. So add 1. Emery's help.
I have 1 in influence. I don't know if that does anything.
Oh, yeah. Add another dot for that. So add 2.
Okay.
7. Messy
Wow.
critical.
Oh no. You have to feed.
Feed off cheese. Wait, no, cheese is missing.
Oh, they're here.
Feed off cheese.
Oh man.
I think this very much works. You get everyone in line. You give people things to do, tasks, less idle time to start blaming things or coming up with wild conspiracies, and more of just you're right. They can't be far. Something will happen. They'll either get news or they'll return or whatever's going on. It's best to just focus on what they can control and can't help with. So they start doing that. People go to work. You seem to where you're not going to come back to a riot should you leave them in this state. But your salubri compulsion, effective empathy is going to kick in here. Which I'll read for the class. When a salubri suffers a compulsion, the kindred becomes overwhelmed with empathy for a personal problem that afflicts someone in the scene, seeking to further its resolution. So any action taken not towards mitigating that personal tragedy incurs a 2 dice penalty. And right now, there's so many people missing someone that it's almost hard to pick out a single person to try to fix or calm down or feel better. But you essentially need to pick someone and at least do a little more investigating to figure out, okay, what specifically happened with this one missing person to help a certain townsperson out before moving on. Or you can move on, but then the thing to do will just be the penalties that need to fix this person's problem will be sort of grinding on you.
Is this until she has fixed their problem, or every other stuff she do?
Yeah, until that or something worse happens.
Oh, cool.
Or until the end of the scene. But since you're doing this to end the scene, I would carry this over to the next one.
So
is there a personal is there a specific person who you want to try to calm down, I should say?
Is there anyone, like, even after, there's a plan in place and people are getting their stuff together, that really seems just overwhelmed or like distraught, just very...
Honestly, probably the sheriff, who's usually usually doesn't give a fuck about most things, is the least emotional. He's sort of a mess and has sort of had to take a back seat. His husband is the whole reason
he's here to begin with.
Yeah,
he had to flee his country, and yeah. Okay. So yeah, after everyone starts dispersing, going to take care of things, getting rest, if now's an appropriate time, I would turn to him and check in with him.
Okay. As we get ready to do this, let's take our break. We'll come back, fix people's problems, and solve all the mysteries in a few minutes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. Okay, we'll see you then. Bye. We are back. Kicking things off with Candace speaking to our dear sheriff, Gregor Myers. So yeah, you pull him aside. Like I said, he seems quite distraught. What would you like to say or do?
Sheriff, how are you doing? I know this is a lot for you in general, but how are you?
I'm clearly fine. I just want to get things back on the road. I'm sure we will get to the bottom of this in no time. I hope you guys have some sort of leads or something, because I have jack shit. You don't even need to tell me. I just want this fixed. Just need everyone back as soon as possible.
We do have a couple leads, and we'll have to keep them close to the chest, but I want you to know that we do have some direction, and we're doing everything we can. Is there anything I can do for you right now? Is there anything you need?
No, I've got my thing all figured out. You just focus on your other leads.
Okay. Are you gonna stick around town and help orchestrate things?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Would you mind if we swing by your place before we head out?
No, I would not like that at all. You're actually not welcome to. I will shoot you if I'm not going to. I mean, don't do that.
We were just trying to pick up some leads. There have been a couple.
There's no leads there. Of course, I have searched my place thoroughly. Everything is fine. Not fine, but everything is as messed up as it is everywhere else. No different.
I am going to. Where is it? I'm gonna use one of my disciplines. Can I use Obeya?
Obeya, yeah. Give me composure aspects.
Going to try to soothe his emotional and mental state. Composure aspects and arouse.
If you want to take a whole scene to do it, well, actually, make the roll either way.
Okay. Rouse.
Success.
And then composure aspects. And no modifiers, correct?
Correct. Anne-Marie and Luca, what's your hunger at? Is your hunger very high?
2.
You're fine for now. But there's something you can almost smell as her third eye starts bleeding a bit beneath her beanie. But you are able to immediately calm him and sort of cut through all this sort of stuff going on in his mind. As he calms, he just looks at you, and you just see his eyes just welling with tears. I know. He just looks around, and he just grabs you and sort of pulls you aside. Not in like in a forceful way, but not like an aggressive towards you way, if that makes sense. Just a sense of urgency. I know why Frank is gone. I don't know what the fuck's going on in the rest of the town, but don't worry about Frank. We have not been doing so good. I think he's wanted to leave for a while now. I think he took this opportunity to do it. There was no struggle, no anything. He just looked like he packed his things and went. So, that's that.
His stuff is missing?
Not all of his stuff, just a couple things. You know what? Good. I'm not even worried about it. Give me more time to focus on helping everyone else, you know.
I do think you need to focus on those things, but I also I don't know if it's a comfort, but I don't think he left you. And I don't think he's not a stupid dude. He's not going to leave in the middle of a snowstorm like this. So
he's very tough. He'll be fine. Not tough enough to work out our problems, apparently, but yeah. Why don't you think he left?
Any chalk?
What'd you say?
Did you notice I'm speaking to the sheriff? Any car chalk on the floor?
What? No, we don't have any kids. We don't play with chalk.
I don't think he left because a lot of people there doesn't seem to be a struggle. I'm assuming why there's so many different theories about people just leaving on their own accord.
So
whatever happened.
Struggle because other people are, weak, easy to abduct, and not my Frank though.
No, Frank isn't weak. Whatever's going on, he's going to be okay, and so are you. We're all missing people that we really care about. but I'm not going to stop until I figure this out. I know I'm not from here, and I think you can understand that, but we both give a fuck about this place. So you're going to do your best, what you do. You're going to take care of the people, and we're going to go find answers, okay?
He just pulls you in for a hug. Very rough, like just pats you. It kind of hurts a little bit, but it's a lot. You too. He just kind of gestures to Anne-Marie. Come on. Brings you in. Please fix this problem for me. And I hope you're not lying and Frank really is part of this and just leave on his own accord.
I'm sure you trust us for this.
You're
be okay.
A couple weirdos, but I trust you. And just squeeze each of you and just sort of push you off. All right, let's get to it. We've got stuff to do. Whatnot. Fuck. Going for a walk. And he just sort of steps out and you see him pull out some cigarettes to light. What do the rest of you want to do?
Are you feeling better, Candice? I noticed that you were in a shock with everybody's stories. Are you okay?
She'll kind of push her very strategically like red beanie like down further. Yeah, it's just people's feelings really they impact me a lot. It's like I'm feeling them myself, and on top of everything I'm experiencing on my own, it can be a little overwhelming, but I think I'm on the right path. So I just gotta fix it.
Yeah, just take it easy and also take care of yourself, right? Don't over push yourself.
Yeah. Can't pour from an empty cup, all that. Let's figure this out. Did we have kind of a direction it seems that people headed? Luca, did you have anything?
No, I just want to get started on something. I need to find Eloise. And so, I mean, you got them busy here. Let's take one of our leads down, either the dock, go back to cabin. I don't know why my cabin has power.
Can I try like other cabins, the locations? I assume they are cabins, but the locations we have, are they in a particular direction from the city? Like,
yeah, so this is a coastal town, sort of the northeast coast. So going like inland into the mainland is where the cabins would be.
Could I make a survival check to like search for footprints or anything? Like,
because there's a blizzard, you're not really going to be able to follow any footprints. Your two sort of main leads at the moment would be the docks where you saw the photograph of a lot of these people in shadow, or as Luca pointed out, you did see someone along the main road leading into town. You could drive back out that way and try to take it from there.
Yeah, I'd say either of those two. And I don't, something's off about the film bar guy, Winters. It's probably nothing. I just don't like him. So I'm okay with either doing the dock or the mystery person in the woods, whatever you guys are more comfortable doing. I know the last time we were in the woods, we had a naked person approach us, so I understand if we don't want to go back out there.
I mean, we will have to go back there at some point.
Is this what you want to do first?
No, I think we will. I don't know. Maybe they know we have the coordinates. I think I think of this as like some big brain guy overlooking everything we do, and if every of the people we care about disappeared, and obviously there was something supernatural about it, like mind control and everything, it has to do with us, our condition, blood trafficking, human trafficking, and everything. It can't just be a coincidence. So I think they have. I don't know if we will find something at these locations. Maybe they've cleared out everything. I don't know.
We have to try something. I need to find out, Louise.
Do you want to go talk to that John Winters or go to the docks first?
I think I'm done talking with people. I need to start doing something, and I personally want to go to the docks because I don't know if Eloise tried to leave me a clue or something, or if God forbid she's in on it.
So to the docks?
Yeah, I think
the docks.
Before we go out of the city, the town, we might go there and see if we can.
Okay.
Something.
So yeah, you drive to the docks, specifically sort of looking towards a spot to match where this photograph was taken. If you want to give me an investigation intelligence, anyone can do that and take help from another.
Can we do separate roles?
If you want to do that, you can do that too.
Investigate. No, I don't know.
Well, I'll help somebody because I'm bad at that. So
yeah,
I'm quite
Can I use my Auspex modifier?
Mm-hmm.
I send my owl up for a aerial view.
Yes, you can.
So is it wits or resolve?
Yeah, you can do wits. Wits investigation is fine.
And so Luca, do you want to help anybody?
I'll help you. Yeah, I'll help you.
Okay. Bam. 1.
We did it.
Oh no!
Oh, much mess.
Once again.
1 from Henri.
It's
6
just criticals all around.
Critical from Candace.
What about my owl? Is it going beast?
Now you've helped me, so I think don't kill the owl first.
Owl's up. I can't reach the owl.
I'm just gonna say, for the sake of moving things along, you're gonna take another hunger for this. Candace is looking around and concentrating, and still using Auspex a little bit. You start to leak more blood, enough to lose a hunger's worth.
Wow.
But you do eventually find like the spot. You can see the spot this was taken. Just it's very difficult, but you rolled very well, just based on like where the horizon's hitting just right. Even though you don't have the reflection of the moon because of the eclipse, with your Auspex, you're able to see in the dark. You're able to sort of pretty confidently decide, like, okay, this is where it was taken. Here, looking out. Luca, with your owl looking around, owl also able to see in the dark. You sort of get the feeling of something out in the water that's trying to direct you towards. You yourself can't. Wait, do you have Oblivion sight?
I think so. No.
No, you have other stuff. Yeah, not able to see. But Candace being pulled that direction, you can see that far. And you see a cargo ship, just sort of, it's out there a ways, but it's definitely just a cargo ship, just like hanging out in the bay.
Which is unusual for us, right?
At this time, It's pretty difficult for them to get in and out. And this time of night definitely wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
It's a little coincidental considering everything that's happening.
Yeah.
Anybody have a boat?
I
On the
know.
docks.
Is there a boat at the docks we can commandeer?
We can go and ask to Naomi. I think she has a boat.
Yeah, it's up to you. You can get Naomi. You could try to steal a boat. It's not great conditions. It'll definitely be difficult, sort of dodging some ice floes and whatnot to get out there. But not impossible.
Before we do this, do you want me to just scout with Glim Feather is what I'm calling mine now. Ahead? Don't you laugh. Like go see if there's anybody like on board, like up on the deck before we drive in these conditions. Or
sure, you can send the owl.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Take some time to fly over the water to get a look at this thing. After a few moments, it comes back. You get you get some details, just general imprints, ideas from it. It is a massive cargo ship, quite old and abandoned looking. Didn't see any people, at least not on deck or in the observation deck or controls or anything like that. But there was written in black along the top of the deck, just empty inside.
I'll relay that information to them.
Yeah.
Any idea what that fucking means?
Is this too far away to swim there?
You would freeze. Your bodies would essentially freeze solid
Because
by the time you get out
isn't
there.
the water? Well, right.
Yeah, it's even the ocean here. I mean, it's essentially the ocean is partially frozen up for a lot of this.
We could either steal a boat. I can't. I don't have the skills for that. Or we can ask Naomi.
I can probably drive a boat. I just can't.
Maybe the
hotwire
sheriff
one.
has.
Yeah, I got no larceny.
Scylla?
I say we just ask Naomi.
Yeah,
she's always willing to help.
Scylla. Maybe Scylla is a plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a boat. Okay.
Yeah, he's the guy who drives the little plane in and out.
Okay.
Yeah, Naomi's would be your best bet if you're getting help to someone to bring you out there.
We can also ask her about all the fishing trips she's been taking people on that have been kind of abnormal. But either way, I think she's our safest bet to get across, and it'll make her feel useful.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's go and ask.
Probably in the bar, which I assume is pretty close to the docks.
I think she was in the.
She was in the meeting.
In the meeting, yeah.
Is she still back at the women's shelter?
Probably.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, let's head out that way then, and come back.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can head back. The shelter where sort of tasks are still being divvied out. Different people are leaving to do different things, and yeah, easy enough to catch Naomi.
I'm not talking to her. I don't know. You guys can do that. I'm not the talker here.
For the audience, is Naomi, pretty strong-looking woman, definitely built for these parts, we should say. Very long, dark hair, very long, that goes down past her waist, usually in just one single braid. Really dark, nearly black eyes. Sort of reflects a lot of the just surroundings. A lot of people have this sort of sad look. But Naomi's generally in good spirits. She definitely enjoys drinking. She gets rowdy on occasion, but usually not out of control. She's not a problem like a lot of the other people in the town with this. Known for being not only very talented fisherwoman, but also being very competitive. You know, she's got an old boat that's called the Martha because she lost a bet and had to name it after another person in town.
Martha.
But
Where is she?
yeah, you find her.
Okay. Naomi, we need your help.
Yeah. Well, what do you need my help with?
We need you to lead us somewhere with your boat. Would that be okay for you?
You gonna tell me where we're going, or
Not far, just we can't swim there, obviously.
wait, what do you want? What do you want me to take you? You're being weird.
We have noticed some cargo and
A cargo ship?
yeah, and obviously that's weird, right?
It's in the docks or out in the water? You want me to
In the
take you
water.
to it?
And we want you to take us there just to investigate, see if there is
These
nothing...
aren't really good boating conditions right now. This isn't the season for that.
We wouldn't ask you if we didn't think it was a weird coincidence.
We
it
just want
seems
to make
strange.
sure that's not that and push away that lead.
You just want me to drive you by to check out a boat?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
You can come with us if you want in the cargo ship, if you want to take a look as well. We won't hide anything from you, you know.
I'm not going to leave my boat. Trying to rob me?
No, of course not.
Okay, I'll go, but don't try any shit.
We won't.
Okay.
Promise.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be more useful that way than whatever else they want me to do. Sure. Are we going like now?
Yes.
If you're available, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, and she'll go with you to the docks.
See these cargo ships over there? They're not.
She's looking out, and you can't even see it. Candace is the only one who can see it because she has heightened senses.
Ooh.
So even her walking, she's like, so where? Yeah, like she takes you to the boat and is looking out, but she doesn't see where the hell you're.
Oh.
Yeah, I used like some binoculars earlier. We were just checking like out in the bay to see if there were anything different happening. I'm sorry, I left them. We stopped by the store.
I
on
have
the way
some
back
on
and I
the
left them
boat,
there.
but like she'll get them out, start scanning.
It's gonna be in that like direction over there.
It's so fucking dark. How can you even see anything out there?
I think we saw some flickering lights in there.
Huh.
And that's
okay. Yeah, I'll chart a course for where you're pointing, and we'll see.
Yeah, we'll lead
hopefully,
you.
we see more lights or something because I don't see shit. Okay, sure, whatever.
Hope it's not gone.
Do you guys need to grab anything? I got basic supplies on the boat, but
do you have stuff that we can possibly board the boat with? Like, be able to board the boat? Like rope?
Yeah, I got rope.
They typically
ladder.
have like a very like rudimentary metal ladder about halfway down the boat.
Yeah, I mean, if you could get to it, we'll see what the situation's like out there. Okay, yeah.
All right.
Got some flashlights and shit.
Flashlight, yeah.
Okay, and
I think I have one already. Flashlight.
On the way out, Candace will just like make some light chit chat while she's kind of like pointing in the general direction that they need to be going, and definitely promise Naomi a a good shot of brandy when they get back. Warm us all back up. Haha.
Yeah, I can use that. So what are your thoughts on all this stuff?
I mean,
I hope we will be able to find everybody. I'm confident we will, but
I mean, this doesn't seem like something. I don't know. It's weird, you know. Either.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, either it's like John said, they all want it out and they all like plan to get out, but then that kind of is shitty because like, why not? I don't know. No one talked to me about this. Did I even talk to you about that?
No, well, the way I see it is, how can they get out? There's a cargo ship that's frozen in the ocean. There's a blizzard going on. We can't leave this place without it.
Why cutting off the electricity?
Right, yeah. So then it seems like targeted, but then like again, how did they choose their targets? Why them?
So we're gonna dock this thing and try to find some answers.
That's exactly why we are going to that cargo ship and trying to figure this out.
Are you guys missing anyone?
Yeah. We all are.
I don't know if you have met Harjit, of course you have, but he's not the very talkative one. Yeah, and he wouldn't have left the city.
Poor kid. Lisa's missing too, and she's not someone that would leave.
Yeah.
Louise is missing. She's someone who would leave, but she would tell me.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Seems random.
Shitty ass rapture.
Almost feels like everybody missed someone. Like, is anybody you know who's missing?
I mean, I know everyone, but I don't.
Yeah, but
really
like
have
close
a connection
to you.
like that. Sounds sadder than it is, but I guess it's kind of good for moments like this. I don't know.
Yeah, quite jealous actually.
I really don't want anything bad to happen to Harjit, and I will do anything to find him.
Well, I guess let's see if they're on this boat. On the way out, Candace, you would notice, since you have heightened senses and can see in the dark, and just sort of having a conversation, looking around on occasion. It's definitely movement in the water. Every so often you see almost like something swimming just under the surface, which is odd because I mean it's dark and you're looking in dark water, but it's something like somehow even more black than that. It occasionally will flit underneath, past the boat or in the water.
Naomi, what kind of large sea creatures might one find in the bay this time of year? Like maybe creepy animals probably can survive this stuff.
I mean, seals, orca.
Those are, I mean, they're all pretty scary. They like eat other cute
rid of
animals.
most of the like proper whales around here. Unfortunately. I don't know why. What's up?
Obviously I have really good vision. So I was just kind of looking around the water, and I'm not out here super often. Not a big fan of open water in general, but there's just like a lot of movement in the dock tonight, which I didn't expect. Just curious.
She'll sort of look, and you can see most of her equipment is off. She's like, yeah, if any of my stuff worked, I might be able to check, but it like I could get the engine started, but like all my electronics are, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Well,
like you're saying that your electronics were sabotaged?
I mean, it's kind of a shitty boat, but yeah, I mean, everything's offline right now. I can still like work the boat, obviously, just not like my
Anything digital?
scanners and shit. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a look over the boat. Do I see them? The movement?
Mm-mm.
No.
Are we getting closer? And
Yeah,
now
you've been driving towards it this whole time.
yeah, and now can she see the cargo ship? Can
Mm-hmm.
we? See
Yeah.
it?
Now the ship. I mean, she has lights on the boat too, so shining the lights out, you can now spot this massive cargo ship just sort of sitting out in the water.
All right.
And yeah, sure
Let's
enough,
go.
after a moment, she is able to sort of pull up along the side. She goes, "Oh, holy shit! This is huh?
What?
This went missing a minute ago. This is an Endron ship. When they first built that rig, there was a whole thing. They blamed the locals for fucking with one of their ships. I assumed it sunk because they have captains who don't know what they're doing, but
How long ago did it go missing?
a few years.
And now it's back. All right.
Yeah.
Well, now we had to definitely fucking board this fucking boat. You don't have to. But
Yeah, this is kind of creepy. I'm gonna chill here. I'll anchor up. I'll be here
So, are you
waiting
saying
for
that
you.
are you saying that this boat is supposed to be like under the sea somewhere?
That's what we assumed. Yeah.
Are your radios working, Naomi?
I'll check. And yeah, she'll do a couple knobs. You just hear static. She'll just click. Nothing.
We'll keep trying. Keep trying the radios to see if you can radio into the harbor master. Just so they're aware of everything. This is big information, whether there's clues on there or not. But keep trying.
Yeah, we'll do.
Or honestly, it might be safer with us. With what Candace was saying, there's sea creatures out here. You have no communication. I know you have lights, but that's about it. You might find it better to come with us.
I'm more comfortable on my boat than I am on that boat.
Is how big is it? The boat, the cargo ship.
It is.
Oh,
massive.
yeah.
Let me change the scenery a little bit.
Wow.
It's one of these types, like a huge, just
Whoa.
massive, like carrier.
Wow.
It holds
Everything
tons and
was-
tons of cargo.
Okay.
I must say,
Floating town itself, really.
Oh god. And is this the only one?
Mm-hmm. The only one out here in the water.
Okay.
it's a big ship. I must stay on this boat too.
Oh no. I just hope we won't find dead pirates in there. You know, like in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, to be fair,
Boat.
that movie, the moon makes them zombies. There's no moon tonight, so we'll be safe.
Okay. Wow.
I don't watch a lot of movies, but
Look,
Luca
if you guys are
is a
too scared to
huge
get on,
fan.
I will happily go back to town. We can all just
No.
say you checked it out, and okay.
Let's get
We
on.
have to. Like if we have to go and check.
Let's
Yeah.
start tying off rope and going up.
You know, I really thought that we were going way out of the story there. You know.
I was ready to dive into Pirates of the Caribbean.
But seeing that we are still in the, you know, the rails makes me feel better.
Okay. Yeah, it's we'll say you can pull up enough where they just have like sort of built into the side of the ship, the rungs going down. You guys can
And so,
attach to.
does it feel like really rusty?
Yeah,
Or
this ship is not well maintained. It's quite old. Looks like it's barely seaworthy.
hmm,
Plenty of rust and ice just sort of all over the side of this thing.
When I get up there, I'm gonna activate my shadow cloak to help with my stealth and intimidation.
Okay, so we'll say Luca climbs up first, gets on top of the deck, and you can see looking back and forth, there's no cargo. Like usually these things are like piled high with stacks and stacks of cargo. There's none atop of this thing. But still plenty of things to hide around and stick to cover as your shadow becomes a little bit darker and covering you a bit, helping you blend in with the night.
I want to ask, is there, I think I did last time, but is there any chances that we get hurt by the cold if we don't take the blush of life?
I'll say moving around, like if you were to swim in like this water,
Yeah.
you would probably like without blush of life, like your forms would just freeze solid. You'll probably be fine moving around here.
Okay.
As long as you're not spending like hours and hours.
Okay.
I also assume you wouldn't generate worth without. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Even if we wear like coats and everything, we don't generate any.
Right. But yeah, like although
Keeps the elements off of your skin at least.
mhm.
Insulates you.
Like if you're
Yeah.
to be talking to other people and stuff like that, you'd probably want to do it on the boat. Is probably passable because you're moving. There's wind. It's not as obvious that
Scarf.
your breath isn't showing
Around your face and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, you're fine without blush of life. So are you all climbing on?
Yeah.
Using your
Yeah.
hair or scarves to.
Anne Marie has black, thick hair. I don't know.
Perfect cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all top deck. Luca's in shadow. Though it is, anyone besides Candace will not really be able to see because again, there's no moonlight and there's no other lights out here.
Fuck.
I light
My
my flashlight.
Sure, yeah. Anne Marie can get her flashlight out. Luca, I
Same.
mean, you'll be able to see using Anne Marie's as long as you stick by her. So that way your stealth
you
isn't
took you took
compromised.
some from the Naomi gave you.
Sure.
We shouldn't. Yeah, maybe we should do this more stealthily. Maybe we'll just turn our flashlights off. Go by if you're comfortable, Candace. We'll go by your eyes. I don't want to. If there, it says empty inside, but let's be honest, it's probably not. So let's not alert anybody we're here.
Yeah. Can you try like to listen very, very like closely if you can pick any sounds besides the one from the sea, of course.
Yeah, I can because it's a metal ship, so sound could like
Yeah.
transfer through pretty easily. I'll put my ear to the ground literally to see if I can hear anything below deck. Or
Give me a
anyone stomping
wits
around.
awareness. Add your aspects.
Region awareness.
Don't let your ear stick to the metal.
Rip off on you.
Ew.
This is another messy
my God.
critical.
Can
Can you roll anything else?
I had one critical.
Roll d20. It's
But now you succeed at every roll.
Yeah, I was gonna
But-
say at least it's messy criticals and not special failures. But
yeah.
7 successes. With a messy
That's-
crit.
so you put your ear down on the cold metal deck of this ship and you listen. You can hear the movement, the waves. You can hear the just occasional just creaking and groaning of the ship itself. And then you hear almost something just like knocking against metal. And it gets closer and closer. And then it's just quiet again. And then you hear, "Let me out." And the paranoia compulsion is going to set in again. Making you'll have a penalty to anything that's not getting to safety, essentially. Which means you're probably just going to be at a penalty unless you get the fuck off this ship. You can press on, it's just, you're shook.
If I use fortify the inner facade, would that help at all with dealing with that? I know it's a compulsion, so it's not like aspects, but
Facade, which I know what that is. Oh, no. That's
okay.
that helps with people trying to mess with their mind.
Okay.
The good thing is you still have your ear and it's not stuck in
the I'll relate what I just heard back, because I like ripped my head away from the ground pretty quickly and probably stumbled back on my ass and tried to right myself and tell them what I heard.
It spoke in our language.
I understood it, so.
Was it male, female? Could you tell?
I think it just sounded like a whisper. I couldn't. I couldn't. I don't know. I really don't like this. I think this is probably a very good clue, and I don't think it's good.
Well, we have to see it through. So, I understand it's a little alarming, but can you power through, you think? For everyone's sake, Eloise, Lisa.
The picture is making me very uncomfortable. You know, the one on roll 20, the one at the very bottom with the rusty machines.
Yeah, which brings us to our next question. Where are you going? Are you going into the ship? Do you want to check like the hold? Do you want to check the like the observation deck where the controls are? Look around on top. Where you can or Candace at least can see. I mean, it's huge. It's scrawled all across the deck in huge letters, the empty inside.
Right. So, with that being said, we gotta go inside, right? Right?
Like,
we have to go in, like,
downstairs?
I really hate the guy.
Yeah. You heard someone's, well, we're not gonna let out whoever just asked, let out, obviously. I think we can agree on that. There has to be more to this that can lead us to our missing people. So I don't feel comfortable being here, but I don't feel comfortable leaving here without seeing this through.
Yeah. I think we left a little bit early last time with the shadows and everything. We just drove past that guy. We could have asked him stuff and we didn't, and that would have been a lead, and we just let it go away. This time I want to see what's going on.
So I thought you guys can go inside to see that it's empty, and I can go to the observation deck. I can go up to where the controls are and see if there's like a manifest or anything left behind, because if there's someone downstairs, I'm not a whole lot of use for that. And I just think,
Well, we need your eyes for that, so we can go
Yeah,
we can
and I
observe
would-
with you up deck, and then we'll all go downstairs afterwards. But we're gonna
I
need your
prefer
eyes.
to, if I don't know if you feel safer around us or not, but I would prefer to keep an eye on you in case anything happens. I want to be there. You can go back on the boat with Naomi if you want, but I don't want you to be alone in here. I want you to be.
Question: could I just have my owl with me and Anne-Marie, and we can have her relax?
Yeah, you can have your owl.
So yeah, I guess we don't need you. I mean, we need you, but like, if you need to go take care of yourself, take care of yourself. But
no, I mean, I'm not like chickening out or anything. I'm just,
You can
I feel
ask
like-
Naomi to take you back on the mainland if you want.
No. I'm trying to be helpful, but also like cover some more ground. And also, I just think like, having a, I kind of like glance over the owl, like a bird's eye view, could be useful,
well, yeah, that's why I sent him up there to begin with. And you saw the
alone,
lettering.
I mean,
I'm not comfortable with leaving you alone.
Yeah, we need to stick together. I don't
Okay.
think we should
I'll go
split.
with you guys. I'll go. Let's go down into the creepy ship where there's creepy voices whispering through the floor. That sounds super fun. Let's go.
All right, ladies first.
So are you going to like the observation deck control area, or going down into the ship?
We're going down into the ship.
I mean, while we're up here, we can go do the observation deck real quick,
we
and
can
then
take a look.
because the manifest, that's not a bad idea. So
If we see that it's safe there, you can stay there and let us know if anything happens. If you prefer to be up there, I just want you to go with you first to make sure that there is nothing dangerous there.
I mean, Mandy doesn't care. It was more just like the paranoia compulsion for.
Yeah, of course.
So it doesn't really matter. We can go downstairs.
you brought up a good point. There might be like a captain log or something, so that's not a bad idea. So I would be okay. Just go do that. See if it's there. If not, then we go back down. Regardless, we'll go down regardless. But while we're here, let's do it.
You could try to look at the deck and everything in the observation deck and see if you can light us the lights. And in the meantime, we could. I just don't want you to be alone.
Right.
So
to discover this place alone. We can go with you there and then go back down in the ship.
So the three of you will then head towards the observation tower, the multi-level structure at one end of the ship, where you can see the windows now completely sort of frosted over, but easy enough to go. You can see there's a couple different doors leading in, and they're not locked, but they're stuck. Like, you could tell they're sort of frozen shut. If someone wants to attempt to break through, you can certainly do so. Or if you want to try to break through a window instead.
I could try to
or climb to a different level and try to get in that way. There's different railings on the different levels.
I soaring leap up a level.
Yeah, that's easy enough for
when
Luca.
you get
Just squat and just jump vertically straight up to the second level, grabbing a railing and pulling himself up. The door on this level is still stuck, but you're able to just sort of shoulder it, or I should say pull it, give it a couple tugs and pull it open.
Okay.
So you can continue exploring, or you could go down and try to, from both sides, you could probably get the bottom door open as well.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
Let them
easy
up.
enough. As you wait till you hear Luca, every footstep is just audible. You just hear just a boot on metal just like ring out every single step. Almost jarring in that sense, where like any noise in a quiet place seems like it doesn't belong there. It's disturbing something. You get that sense. But with him on the other side, Anne-Marie probably on the outside, you two do a couple of synchronized push-pulls on the door before you're able to wrench it open.
Yeah. On one side.
Let's go.
Make our way.
What are you looking for?
If there are any like captain journal or sailor notes.
Sure. So yeah, going through, especially going to like the captain's area, you can tell if you just look for a light source or something, there is no power on the ship. Nothing seems to be working at all. Everything's long been unused and disabled.
There,
Get there.
like it looks like an obvious layer of dust from years of disuse, or does it look like nothing's working but someone's been there?
The latter. You can tell someone's been there. In fact, look, there is sort of a captain's area, a desk, and there are some maps and whatnot. The maps seem to be of the area, charting different things. Someone had to figure out how to get this boat here, it seems.
Yeah, that's.
And then there is a black book, maybe a captain's log of some sort.
See what's inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you open the book, there's just a list on the very first page. And it just says, there is nothing worth celebrating. Find no anger with failure. Chaos cannot be controlled. It is a sin to bring another in this world, lest their birth leads to destruction. Prosperity is nothing. And then the final one is only one anchor per disciple, unless you're ready to sink into bliss.
Does that... Would I know about like the Second Inquisition and stuff? Am I old enough to...
Yeah. This you would know. You have enough occult. You would know it doesn't quite match those teachings or anything.
Okay.
I think it would match like people like us bring another, like the embrace.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it would sound like you can't bring someone into this world like ours unless
It's
they're
ready.
gonna die.
Mm.
It's like
we
someone-
have...
And you see those same things flipping through the pages. You see those same things written over.
Would Candace recognize anything specifically from like literature of nihilism or existentialism? Is there any like fairly
Yeah,
close
it
quotes?
definitely has nihilism. It sort of seems to be a theme with this and other things. Sometimes the things change, and where you recognize it before spoken, you probably recognize a little better written, some sort of ancient Greek as well.
Mhm.
Didn't we find Greek somewhere else? Wasn't the dude speaking Greek?
Uh-huh.
All right, so we got connected to him then. So we're dealing with kindred who wish to take out other kindred because they see us, their disciples, and want to see us as... I don't know. I don't know what this fucking means.
They were talking about controlling chaos, meaning it cannot be controlled.
Seems like we're in the thick of chaos right now.
Some of the other pages, you'll see, you assume their names, but they're definitely not like modern names by any means. But it'll be a page with just a name in the middle, and then just like almost like a spiral, just constant circles, just like very quickly and messily drawn around these names. Seems to almost like be getting closer and closer until they're just like circling just on the name. You can kind of tell by the pattern, like someone put a name, started circling it, and just kept doing so, getting closer and closer until they're on the name. You could just pretty easily follow, even though it's kind of chaotic.
And what's that name?
Does
like I said, they're names that honestly are kind of like they're very old sounding Mesopotamian.
And
okay.
is it the Greek stuff? Is it written
Yeah.
in the Greek alphabet or?
Some of the names are, some are not.
Okay, so we're dealing with
They can't
ancient
read.
fucking kindred.
But eventually you also do find a list of names, not circled or anything, but just a list of names of people in town. You can find it. Pretty much everyone you can think of's name is in this book at some point.
Ours
Including yours.
are touchstones.
Yes. And there are either names crossed out, names with a little circle by them, or names just with nothing.
What do our names have?
Your names have circles by them.
Who else has circles by them?
Most of the people left in town. Not all of them, but most.
And then I'm assuming everyone scratched out is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rifling through, anything else that stands out before we leave?
Is Frank's name scratched off?
It is not.
Is
so
CJ and
no.
Joanne's?
CJ's is not scratched off. Joanna's is.
So Frank left.
Or is
Okay.
part of it?
CJ's dad.
Nothing by his name.
Nothing by his name. Call me by your name. Something's there. All right. I put that in a jacket pocket or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we found out what's up top here. Do you see anything up here that you didn't see from down there before we leave this area, Candace? Like on the deck?
Yeah, I'll go to I assume there's like a big glass window that you can kind of
Mhm.
survey the entire like length of the ship. Like try to take my
Yeah, where most of the glass is kind of frost and frozen. This part here seems to have been something done to it where someone could see out of it recently. So it's not hard for you to like do that. There's not like a thick layer of ice like there is in most of the other windows.
Well, that's weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna peer out, just like trying to cover every inch of the ship. Being able to see everything definitely helped me feel a little bit safer. I'm in control of things. So yeah, I'm just gonna very slowly take my time going up and down every inch of the ship that I can see.
Yeah, look around, and yeah, you see just written across the empty inside.
Really
And
laying on thick.
otherwise, yeah, nothing really at a glance from on the deck of the ship.
All right. I think we got what we got from up here. Let's take our investigation down.
Real quick, can I, now that I'm up very high, can I see what's in the water any better? Or can I see it moving at all now? Because I'm farther away.
No, but you can see the water around the ship is just distinctly darker.
Ooh, that's gross.
It's almost like an oil spill is slowly just
Mhm.
leaking from the ship.
Kind of like the moon with the
Mhm.
shadows. That's gross.
Mhm.
Love that. Makes me feel safe.
Okay.
Do you prefer to stay here or go with us, Candice?
I'll go with you. Need to
Now that I know
figure it
that
out.
everything's safe here, I would be more comfortable now to know that you're here than before when I didn't know what was going on in there.
She got to come with us. I don't feel comfortable leaving her alone.
If it didn't look like someone was here regularly, I would definitely take you up on that offer to just hang out here and keep an eye out. But this looks very frequented, so I'll just stick with the big dude. Let him muscle our way through.
Yeah. Okay.
You mentioned the shadows around the boat.
Oh yeah.
It sounds to me that is more of the same with the naked man that was my clan, and this kind of
called you brother, right?
Call me brother. Kind of known to deal with the shadows, as you saw when I approached this ship. Just keep an eye out on shadows. Don't just be aware.
Yeah. And I,
No, she's freaking out more. Damn it.
The whole thing is just shadows because it's fucking pitch black.
Paranoia just.
Should have brought my light up tissues.
That's why I would be very comfortable using my flashlight, because being in the total dark would be an advantage for them.
It's 50-50. They would have advantage, but we also would alert them, knowing the lights we could.
I think they
like
could
control the shadows.
They can hear our footsteps already.
That's true. Fuck it, light them up.
We broke the door almost.
I got my. That's a good point. Flashlight on.
The boat arrived and made noise. You know.
2 flashlights. Let's do it.
Every flashlight, like 4, even one in the mouth. Okay.
Here we go. Actually, that's not a bad idea, dude. Like the flashlight, the mouth, and the gun. I've seen cop shows.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Only in the movies, but yeah.
Not my character, but I have.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So everyone has a flashlight out?
I would light my.
Why are you asking?
I don't have. I have one in my hand, but it's not lit.
Okay.
My vision is less bothered without like
Luca,
a bright
Emery,
light.
flashlights out. Anything else as before you go below deck?
I put my flashlight under my gun. You know, like in the movies.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Very badassy manner.
Luca, any weapons out for you?
Flashlight gun.
Okay.
Like a handgun. I'll probably have my rifle that I've had with me from the last session on my back, on my person. I'm ready. So.
Okay. You head below deck.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, pitch black. Save for these beams of light that sort of cross through. Going below deck is very, very claustrophobic down here. We're moving through these narrow tunnels with just rusted metal everywhere. Different pipes, no longer with nothing passing through them anymore. Broken light bulbs, all sorts of machinery. Just sort of creating sort of these twisting labyrinth of paths for you to take heading down. Is there a specific area you're looking for, or are you just going down?
Can you bring that boat back up? I think I X'd out of it on accident. Thank you. So we've been navigation bridge. Where did we think we heard the voice? I don't want to go there.
She just put her ear down and heard it.
It's just echoing through the metal.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Do we want to do engine room?
I was gonna say, let's start in the engine room, work
And
our way
then
over.
to the forecast or to the 4-peak tank. Let's do that. Let's go engine room and then hold by hold, I guess. This is me. Oh, man, I'm scared.
Family's gonna fucking leave us.
What's your marching order? Because these are very narrow corridors. It's gonna have to be single file.
I'm in the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to be in the middle then, Candace, and I'll take up the rear.
I won't argue.
If
I won't
anything comes
argue.
up from
So
behind.
Emery, then Candace, then Luca.
In my
Flashlights in
owl.
the front and back. Yeah. So going through these narrow ways, sort of having to duck at certain points. Yes.
Can I have my owl be my back on my
looking
back,
behind you?
but looking behind? Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, owl sort of nestled in with you, sort of bristle, just constantly. You can feel it's very tense and uncomfortable, but alert.
Luca.
What?
Do you think like eventually I could get one? She'll kind of like gesture towards your owl.
Are you a muggle or a wizard?
This is not the time.
No, it's not.
Heading down, you make your way. You get to the engine room. Where you can see, probably more recently, there's been parts that have been carefully dismantled here. This engine room probably worked not that long ago. You don't see a lot of the rust and things that like completely overtook it like most of the ship. But it has been purposely taken apart, destroyed.
They didn't want to leave. I assume. Their plan was to come here, sneak in, and then I guess take over, control the chaos. Do we want to investigate this room further?
And there's a chalk message sort of written across one of these walls as well. It just says nothing depressing about emptiness unless you obsess with the never-ending task of filling it.
These guys are making a lot of sense, though. Fuck.
Probably emo guys.
Hey, what's wrong with that? Okay. Don't be like that, Sarah.
Listening to Evanescence and
Are the lyrics on the wall?
Oh, very called
Yes.
Wake me up. Okay, I feel better.
I'm trying to make some jokes too.
Do we want to investigate this for? I mean, we didn't really. We saw.
You feel the owl's talons dig into you a little bit, and it
Okay.
lets out just this low noise.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, it feels around. You just see just your light shining down an impossibly long corridor. Don't see anything there.
The corridor we came from, or corridor that's ahead of us?
You came from.
Yeah.
A second later, you do, clear as day, see it just takes one step for them just to cross. Just one step, cross, look. And that's when you feel the talons dig in a little bit. More uneasiness with your owl.
I see him.
See what?
There was a figure that just one single step was across the hall behind us from where we came from. We either tackle this now or we keep going.
I would keep going. Like, going back now.
I'm saying we either go into that room that thing went into, or we keep investigating knowing that it's trailing us. We've seen Lord of the Rings, Gollum kind of sneaking around, just kind of like that.
Yeah, we could go and deal with it. If you want.
You're the fighter. You lead.
I will. Let's go. Okay. It was your idea.
I didn't think I was going to do it.
Okay.
I will.
You head down the corridor. Anne-Marie first, flashlight out.
Leave muscles out.
Following it, kind of getting to the place where Lucas saw it cross, turning and seeing it just went in towards where you see towards the middle of the ship, the center of the ship, to where you step in and flash back and forth, and it's no longer quite as claustrophobic, but it's just these massive open areas where you see just the actual there are actual cargo containers down here. You see different stacks of them.
There, I'm not feeling comfortable. Like being in little spaces, no one can jump on us, you know. Like if that thing just comes from a container and jumps on us, I don't know. Prefer to be in little spaces, you know, for us to have control on. But we have eyes everywhere, so almost everywhere, and we have a seventh eye to help.
You wanna? I can put my owl on you if you feel more comfortable.
That's
So it can warn you if something's approaching, but I'll try to keep an eye out with my flashlight as well.
As soon as I see something, I shoot. Like I'm.
All right.
No, I will. Like, I'm not gonna hesitate a second.
Okay, you head into the main open area.
Now you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you go in, flashlight going around, casting long shadows off of different boxes and different machinery. But your light slowly sort of dissolving them as you pass across the area. Until you notice, as your flashlight's slowly passing, one of the shadows, as you pass it over, and then you go again, the shadow's not moving. I mean, you shine your light on the shadow's gone. A quick pass, one of those shadows was not affected by the light. You taking a shot?
Are shadows sensitive to bullets?
I don't know.
Joker.
What does Anne-Marie think?
Luca knows.
Oh.
I'm asking Luca. Okay, I shoot.
Okay.
I shoot.
Bullet rings incredibly loud in this sort of contained metal area. Had you had Candace, I would assume she said she was about it. She asked if she was going to shoot, so you'd have turned off your heightened senses, or else that would have really messed you up. Because it just echoes loud and just echoes everywhere. You just hear the ship almost groan in protest as this just ringing just sort of goes out all around you. And then amidst this echoing bang and the creaking metal, you would hear just sort of mixed in with these sounds. Let me
out. Is this shadow coming from a container?
No, it was like a piece of machinery that was casting a shadow that didn't go away. Okay. You take a shot at it, and the bullet reflects, and your flashlight's on it, and the shadows does dissolve.
At least they know where we are now.
Do we all hear that whisper?
Every one of you did.
Show yourself. We can't let you out if we don't know where you are. Who put you here?
You hear a bang as a little bit down the hold area, a huge container seems to fall off of its stack, crashing onto the ground. It's this deafening noise again. Again, all these echoes, all this metal, and then silence.
I'll go check that way. With the owl.
I'm coming with you.
All right. Stealthily approach that area as stealthily as I can with a flashlight.
And us not being noticed at all with my gun.
Okay. You approached where this container fell, crashed, broke open. And you go to this, like 3-4 stories high or stacks high of containers. All of these are open, though. None of these are closed. And inside, you could just see piles of wooden boxes.
Like,
Often?
yeah, the C word.
Mm-hmm. And looking at a few of them, flashing a flashlight across them, quite clearly carved on some of them are names.
Match the names that we saw in the journal.
Yeah, they're names of town folks. None of the ones with a cross, all of the ones with a circle. All in distinctly different handwriting. They're carved in, but it's not like the one person went and carved all these. Each one looks pretty unique, like a different person carved each name.
So everybody with a circle next to their name has a coffin.
Mm-hmm. Including each of you.
So not chill. What the fuck does this mean?
And looking at your own coffins, Emery, you'd notice yours is barely legible, very messily, hastily carved into your box. Luca's, yours is quite nice. This is sort of unique, almost like someone who had good handwriting did this. Candace, yours is almost like practical, like very
Does mine
to
look
the
like
point.
Lisa's handwriting?
In a way.
Tight.
That is when the owl screeches as you've walked into this container to look at these boxes, and that container is then slammed shut behind you, plunging you in complete darkness once again, flashlight sort of scanning. And spinning around with the flashlight, it's very easy to see a woman, completely nude, bald, and dark skin. You can see bits of frost even starting to tinge areas of her body. Just completely blanked face, staring at you. And despite both of your flashlights being on her, you can see a long, dark shadow behind her that's moving. Not with her flashlights, but on its own. Almost splitting, stepping apart. It's like her shadow becomes two silhouettes of her, starting to slowly move to the side.
Who are you? We don't want to hurt you.
You can't. You are hurt?
No, I'm fine. Who are you? What are you doing here?
What are these coffins?
Those are for you. Each of you.
Why?
They have your names on them.
Yeah?
Lie inside. I think a lot of your questions will be answered.
You want us to go inside these coffins?
Yes.
It's not happening.
Of course not.
It's the
Tell us
best
who
way
you
of doing
are.
things.
No. Not for me, it isn't. Just answer.
She seems to have heard that as well as she looks around. Very well. And her shadows start to move towards you. What would you like to do?
Can I activate my shadows?
Yes.
My arms?
Go ahead and roll for your arms of Ahriman. Anne-Marie, Candace. So it's a rouse check for you, Luca.
I want to shoot her.
Compose your firearms.
Okay.
Yes.
Wits Oblivion for you.
That's gonna be a lot of dice.
But it takes a turn to summon them. Candace.
I'm gonna back away from all the shadow arms to try to get a little distance, and then I'm going to try to scry the soul of this woman.
Okay.
I shoot.
Rouse check for you as well. And then intelligence aspects. Ooh. Okay, you're shooting 6 successes. Okay. Luke, you're summoning your arms and you're scrying.
Oh no.
Hell yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Okay, Anne-Marie and Luca make a resolve composure as well.
I just hit
Okay.
composure.
I think I'm gonna
Composure, you get either one. Hit composure, resolve, and then add the other one to it.
Okay, gotcha.
crush. 7 messy.
Nice.
It's not gonna last long, I think.
Two successes.
2 for you.
Add anything to that, right? It was just composure resolve.
She has rules composure. You beat her by 1, Candace. So, a few things are going to happen at once. Candace, first of all, what do you want to get out of your scry the soul? Whether they're supernatural, they're resonance, if they're under the influence of magic, diablerie.
Supernatural and under the influence. Can I get 2? Or just 1?
Just 1. Just beat them up.
Just 1? I have supernatural then.
Yes, they are very much kindred. The same sort of weird empty aura that you got from the guy in the woods, like matching auras. Luca, you're going to take 2 superficial. Anne-Marie, you come under the effects of a harm compulsion. So there's these twin shadows now, these 2 silhouettes that then almost like run towards each of you along the ground. One you can see grabbing Luca and starting just to squeeze and rend his body. Anne-Marie, you're able to just resist. The shadow's on you, holding you, and you feel it trying to tear you and also force you backwards towards these boxes, but you're just able to completely push your way out of it. But your beast's screaming out for vengeance on this. The harm compulsion kicks in where you need to destroy this person now.
Yeah, and I shoot.
And then you were shooting during all of this, getting 6 successes.
Yeah.
Make a note of that. So while this is happening, you get that shot off, and it just hits her jaw and neck and just blows a huge chunk out of it. Her jaw sort of hanging. You can see blood just gushing from the side of her neck, leaking everywhere. She has not moved at all. You did significant damage with that shot, but like her actual form, or like she took the step back from the blow, but like her expression, nothing has changed in her demeanor from taking that shot. She's solely focusing on the shadows that are now fighting the two of you. Let's do another round. Luca, your shadows are now out as well.
What's Oblivion?
What's Oblivion? You just want to straight up have him attack her?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So do I go down to disciplines and hit it there? Let me do it that way.
Sure. Amory, Candace.
I add potence, correct?
Half to damage, not to the roll. So I'll add it to
Okay, so no modifier. 5 successes.
When I use disciplines, it causes my eye to bleed, correct?
Correct.
So I just used a discipline. I just wanted to make sure that was.
Yeah. So your eye is going again.
I just want to.
Fake blood, Amanda, and have it like drip down.
I've been thinking.
I think we are quite close from her. She's
Yeah, you're probably 10 feet away.
I'm just going to run towards her and like grab her, try to get her on the floor.
Okay, yeah, you want to grapple her or like harm her?
And just go straight to her, running and like crush her on the wall of the.
Yeah, just slam her in the back of this. Yeah. Give me strength brawl. Go ahead and add one for a specialty. Are you adding potence to this?
I am.
So go ahead and give me a rouse check as well.
Yup.
Candace. Got 5 in hers.
Add one. Okay, 5 and the beast.
Okay. Candace?
Did one of us get hurt that time?
Luca did.
Luca did?
Mm-hmm.
I can't really help in the fight, but I could potentially help heal someone.
Sure.
By
Too
using
superficial.
Can heal other vampires only. Can only heal someone once a night.
So it's up to you. You can heal him now, or you can wait and see if he needs to be healed better later.
Yeah, that's probably the better option. So.
Let me explain the situation that happens too, because there might be other things you could do. So, very well compared to her. Yeah, so Anne-Marie just drops the gun and just charges, despite the shadow trying to hold her back. Luca, able to also just rip yourself from the shadow holding you. You're not moving, but your shadow instead just going out rapidly in front of you. Just one solid form. Immediately just like battering into her, knocking her off balance now. She's been very stalwart, but she's fully knocked off balance by this, which Anne-Marie takes advantage of immediately and just goes and just spears her, just tackles her, slamming her in the back of this container, forcing the doors fly open again as they sprawl out into the main area, slamming her on the metal floor, and your shadow starting to envelop her, fighting with hers. But Anne-Marie, you have her pinned. She's hit hard. You heard something crunch in the back of her head, and there's blood's pooling out, but she's still conscious. She's still just looking at you, and still you could tell just deeply focused, but very, very badly hurt. And Candace, you can see you've seen the beast before. You can tell Anne-Marie's beast is pushing her right now, and you imagine the next move she's going to do is probably going to be to eliminate this woman, if that's what you want.
I can't do anything else. Like, I mean, I had a
The compulsion. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if
safety
Candace,
critical, so I'm going to kill her. If
yeah,
anybody wants to stop me, can. I'm going for it.
Did any of those wooden boxes break?
no, because you guys weren't
Adams.
actually. You guys immediately knocked her out of this container instead of get driven
Okay.
back into the box.
Ooh, I like where your head's at though.
I'm gonna like try to like pull one of the lids. I'm not super strong, so I don't know how heavy they are, but I'm gonna like pull one of the lids, and also try to use Obeah on Anne-Marie.
Sure, give me the Obeah roll. It's gonna be another rouse check, and then compose your
Rousing.
suspects.
Getting a little spicy. Rouse. Ooh, okay.
You get hungrier.
I do get hungrier. This is not good.
Your eye is bleeding so much.
Yo.
Need a new beanie.
I keep extras in my pocket. Okay.
For success.
Again.
Obeah has a difficulty of 2 though, so you're fine.
Oh, so I don't have to make any rolls.
No, it's against a difficulty,
Okay.
not against you necessarily. Do you have any willpower? Have you spent any willpower?
I haven't spent any willpower
Not
since
you,
I.
Anne-Marie.
Oh, okay.
I haven't spent.
Okay,
Any...
well, you would get some back, but you don't. But because of that, because you're fully of your mental faculties, I'll say you were able to essentially, you see her, and you can almost like see the aura of her beast just raging against, just looking for blood, for destruction of this person, and you were able to forcibly, almost like just change the aura of Anne-Marie, calm this red, fiery presence in her, immediately cooling her, evening things out. Anne-Marie, you are no longer under this compulsion to where you have to just utterly destroy this person.
Okay.
Then
Even if we ask her questions, she wouldn't even be able to answer us because of
Maybe she can heal. But before that happens, give me
Meow.
oh, there's nothing against it. Give me another strength brawl, Anne-Marie.
Okay. Why did I? Yeah. Do I add my grappling?
Yes, add a specialty. Add one for your specialty. And actually, I will take away her dice for Luca having her shadow on. When you use any willpower, you stick with that.
Yes.
Okay, you can reroll 3 of those. Pretty cool.
I
Roll me a d10 in the chat. It's just /roll space d10.
please make it not be the damage I take. Please.
So, Luca, your shadows are, even with that negative, your shadows fight against hers. Emery, you're trying to pin her down as she was just fully focused, and you see she blinks once and looks at you. No longer focused on the shadows, and now aware of what's going on. And you see the shadows around her from the sort of wild flashlights all just come back in, almost like a pool of water. You see her shadows have this really liquid form where they blink back, and then you look down, and where you're pinning her hand is touching yours, and you can see oil or water start to trail up your arm, and it goes and goes and goes and gets to the shoulder. before Lucas' shadows finally sort of slam her down again. And then all of the sort of this black water, this oil on your arm, just suddenly just like drips off. As it falls, so does your arm. As you looking down, screaming in pain, as you could see that it pretty much just completely almost disintegrated your entire left arm there. It drops, the flashlight clattering on the floor, sending lights everywhere and shadows everywhere. And I think this is a great point to end this session.
How many damage do I take from
So you
that?
took...
Oh my god.
Well, we'll get into that after. Essentially, you got hit with a touch of oblivion. Long story short, which makes you roll on the crippling injury chart. You rolled very high, so didn't work out for you. But we'll get into the nitty gritty of that right after this. For everyone else, they're heating up, starting to figure out what's going on. Starting to have another run-in with these bad boys, and I'm very excited for some of the next reveals. But that'll happen next time. Maybe in our ultimate episode, maybe penultimate. We'll see how things go. You guys have been blazing ahead with some of these clues, so it's been working out. So let's go around. Tell the people who you are, what you're up to. It doesn't really matter because we're all here for the same thing, same people, but whatever. And say goodbye to the good folks as we wrap up session 2 of our Cult Chronicle Empty Threat. Starting with Sarah, do you have any parting words for the people?
Oh, yeah. That was a great session. I hope I will not die. And yeah.
Look, we love high hopes. Good luck to you. Keep rolling how you're rolling, and I'm sure everything will work out great. Tuesday.
I like having both my arms, so thank you for that. I can do 2 thumbs with that. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter. Trying to be more sociable, so give me a reason to, and follow me there on Metal Chocobos on both. And check out our other chronicles.
They're there. You know who else is here? Mandy.
Hi, I'm Mandy Morose. And you can find me on the socials at Mandy Morose. Like I said before, I am not super active as far as posting, but I do really enjoy seeing what everyone's doing. So I'm excited to see what other adventures everyone's getting up to. I do tutorials with Bully about all different aspects of Vampire the Masquerade. And I come across like super put together on those. So those are always fun. But yeah, I'm in a bunch of our other campaign type of things. So check us out there.
And that leaves me. I'm Bully. I have Storyteller here and usually other places here. We have other things going on. Go to our YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube. I think we're like 50 away from 1,000 at the point of this, and that's a little milestone I'm trying to hit. So help me hit that. Otherwise, watch this. This is really fun, and I like doing this with these people. I hope to do more soon. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Goodbye.